Hello and welcome to my channel today. Boo, snakes, and more. Today we're reading part 3 of the story I'm writing called Inspiration and Habitat Renewal. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. The promise beneath the water did not remain silent for long. As the seasons shifted, the lake's rhythm deepened. Its currents no longer just physical, but spiritual. Lavana could feel it now, not just see it. The air hummed differently at dawn, and the waterfalls seemed to sing at dusk, their tones aligning with something older than memory. What she had built was no longer just architecture. It was a living ritual space. The arrival of the circle. One evening under a waxing moon, a small group arrived at the lake's edge. They weren't tourists, nor were they like the curious artists who came seeking inspiration. They moved with intention, barefoot, grounded, aware. At their center was a woman named Rowan, her presence calm but powerful like a steady flame that never flickered. She approached Lavana without hesitation. "You've awakened something sacred," Rowan said, her voice gentle but certain, "and something dangerous." Lavana gave a small, knowing smile. "I've heard that before." Rowan nodded. "We practice neo-pagan witchcraft. Earth-centered balance driven. We don't control forces like this. We work with them." Lavana glanced toward the lake. "Then you might be exactly who this place needs." The first ritual. Under the full moon they began. The group formed a circle near the oldest stone terraces, the same place where the ancient cells had once fractured. But now Lavana's redesigned structures glowed faintly, responding to the presence of intention. Roland guided the ritual, her hands brushing the air, as if weaving invisible threads. "Water that flows," she whispered, "earth that holds, air that carries, fire that transforms. We call not to command, but to commune." The lake responded instantly. The waterfall slowed, not stopping, but softening like listening. The surface shimmered, reflecting not just the moon, but something deeper, layered. Lavana felt it again, that presence beneath the water. But this time it didn't feel like a threat. It felt invited. Malfakarka rewritten. As the ritual deepened, something unexpected happened. The Malfakarka, once dark, invasive, unpredictable, began to shift. Where it touched the water, faint patterns emerged like ink, spreading through paper, but instead of corruption, it formed intricate, almost beautiful designs. Spirals, seagulls, living symbols that pulsed with energy. Rowan's eyes widened slightly. "You didn't just contain it," she muttered. "You gave it structure." Lavana shook her head softly. "No, I gave it space." From the center of the lake, the entity rose again, but different now. Its form was no longer unstable. It carried both darkness and light within it, flowing like opposing currents in harmony. Vines wrapped around its shapes, blooming with faintly glowing flowers. Life intertwined with shadow. "This is new," it said. Roland stepped forward unafraid. "You were never meant to be destroyed, were you?" The entity's face softened like water over smooth stone. "I was imbalanced, forgotten, sealed without understanding." Lavana stepped beside Roland. "Then stay, not as a force against this place, but as part of it." A long silence followed. Then the water rippled outward in a slow, deliberate way. "Then this becomes a sacred convergence. The lake becomes a living ritual space." From that night on, the lake transformed again, not visually at first, but spiritually. The terraces became natural altars aligned with the lunar cycles. The waterfalls responded subtly to ritual energy, changing tone and flow. Certain plants began to glow only during Pacific moon phases, their properties unique and potent. The neo-pagan circle returned often, guiding respectful practices that honored the balance Lavana had helped create. But this wasn't just their space, others came too. Some unknowingly sensitive to energy, others not entirely human. The lake became known, quietly, in whispers, as a place where words overlap. Lavana's evolution. Lavana herself began to change, not in some dramatic, otherworldly way, but in understanding. She learned the language of elements. She could feel when the water was restless, when the earth beneath the terraces shifted, when the air carried more than wind. And occasionally she could hear the entity, not as a voice anymore, but as a presence guiding the flow. Roland once asked her, "Do you consider yourself a witch now?" Lavana thought about it, watching the moon reflect across the layered surface of the lake. "I think," she said slowly, "I'm something in between. Between what?" Lavana smiled faintly. "Between what was built and what is becoming. The ever-flowing balance." The lake was no longer just a place of inspiration. It was a living system of balance, nature, magic, intention, and even malformations woven together into something entirely new. Not controlled, not chaotic, but understood. And as the waters continued to flow, carrying whispers of the past and possibilities of the future, once truth settled into the heart of the place, rebuilding wasn't just about restoring what was lost. It was about embracing what was hidden and giving it a place to belong. Thank you for watching this video and peace out to the next one.